Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. On today's topic, we will be discussing child marriage and how it needs to end. There's been a lot of talk recently about a bill going through Tennessee that would have allowed for underage marriage. People as younger than 14 even. We're talking the little ones. Now, this law has since changed. As of April 6th, they made an amendment to this bill in Tennessee, even though it isn't a massive anti-gay, gay-hating bill because they want to have a type of marriage that is only for straight people. But at least they added an age limit to it. Because initially, even when it was brought up to the creator of the bill, or the sponsor of the bill, he admitted that it had no age, and he was perfectly okay with that. That mind you, he was perfectly okay with it having no limit, which meant he was supportive of people marrying children. All this law would have done if that change had not have happened, if the other Republicans in the state legislature hadn't been like, whoa, hold up. We don't allow for having sex with children. Sorry, out. Or at least they didn't want to be seen as supporting such things. Now, you're going to have a lot of people out there telling you that this was never going to be the thing, it's never the case, but that's a lie. The bill very clearly stated that there was no age limit. No age limit meant anybody could get married, anybody could force their children into marrying whoever they wanted to. And don't tell me they couldn't have. Don't tell me religious people won't force their kids into things. Parents force their gay kids into conversion therapy all the damn time. All the time. It's nothing new. But luckily, that bill changed. Now, I'm not going to sit here and harp on Tennessee, because Tennessee is not the only problem. I see this as a nationwide problem, because at least 44 states allow for people under the age of 18 to marry, sometimes with and sometimes without parental consent. I believe the age to get married should be no lower than 18. I do not believe if you're under 18, you should be getting married. Now, I understand some states have, that you're basically an adult at 17. I understand that. Like the, age of consent and the age of maturity in Texas is basically 17. You can do pretty much anything you want at 17. Fine. If that's what they want to do. I could see 17. I'll give them. Maybe. Right? I still think there should be a federal law banning marriage under the age of 18, period. No excuses, no hemming and hawing that people under the age of 18 cannot get married. Even with parental consent. Because trust me, that parental consent gets abused and can be used to make a 13 daughter who got knocked up by their boyfriend get married to some man just so the kid has a father. Like I said earlier, maybe it's because I grew up in the South, but it happens all the damn time. We don't get talking about the religious nuts at the LDS church. We won't even get started there. But I grew up in East Texas. This was common. So I think every state should either adopt an 18, a age limit of 18. Personally, age of consent should probably be 18 as well in every state. That's also my rule on a lot of things. I don't think you should have any kind of surgeries until you're 18 that are like body surgeries of any kind, right? Unless they're like necessary for survival. But also, there are some states, 3 states, including California, that have absolutely no age limit at all on who can marry who. So is Tennessee wrong in trying to take the age requirement that they already had away and make there be nothing? Yes, they're guilty of that. But I'm glad they corrected it. Now it's time for the other 44 states that allow for child marriage of any kind to ban it. I believe at the federal level we could pull this off with majority support in both parties. Because you really want to see who the pedophiles are? Instead of Governor DeSantis deciding that anybody that disagrees with discrimination of gay youth and their families is a supporter of pedophilia like he claimed, then you'll see it real quick who it is, who supports that shit in Congress. And then we can quickly vote them out of office. All of the law in Tennessee was a way to cover crimes against children. That's all it was. That's all it ever was. Even though its overall goal was to just create a form of marriage not allowed for gay people. Because in Tennessee, being gay is just not okay for them, apparently. Apparently, existing as yourself and being who you are is a problem. You marrying the person you love is a problem in Tennessee, unless you're a straight old fuck trying to have sex with a minor. In which case, they're going to try to pass a law so you can legally do it. It's absolutely disgusting. Any state that allows children to be married should change their laws immediately. Kentucky, some Democrats put some legislation forth in Kentucky a few years ago trying to do that, and they refused to do it, right? Tennessee, a few years ago, didn't want to do it, didn't want to put an age limit on who could get married. They also didn't want to ban people from having sex with animals. Yeah, I know. Tennessee, Kentucky, they should just get rid of their borders and just call them Tennessee or something. I don't know. Because those two states. Thing is, I know there's good people in both of them. Unfortunately, as it's going in this country, especially in the red states, you're getting the most extreme, hate-filled, lying sacks of shit we have ever seen. I don't understand why anybody would think child marriage is okay. I don't know why anybody would support it. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. This needs to change. And the thing is, to people watching this video that are Republicans, I don't hate all Republicans. I just hate what the party has become. It's no longer the party of Reagan, even though I have major issues with Reagan. It's no longer the party of George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush. It's become the party of Trump and Trump alone, where they only care about what he thinks and what he says, even if it's a lie. Thank you to those in Tennessee that stood up and told their legislatures they didn't support this. Thank you to the legislators that stood up to this bill and said, no, we are going to have an age limit. But don't forget where this bill came from. It came from a place of hate. And it was going to allow for the abuse of children. If you ask me, that is the most disgusting thing in America today. So my plea to Republicans is realize that you're better than this. That you are not these people. You are not these terrible politicians. Quit letting them fear you into voting for them. Vote for people that are actually help this country, that will actually help children, that actually want to fight for children's rights. Like I told a friend the other day who seems like their party was leaving them. He's a Republican. And things like this are driving him nuts. We grew up in the same high school. We went to school at the same time together. He was a year behind me. I was a Republican when I was younger. But the party left me years ago. Because I knew deep down inside who I was. And I knew they hated me then. So I wasn't about to continue. I don't know what else to say. But this kind of stuff is pushing a lot of people out of your party. Because the party keeps going crazier and crazier. I don't even know what the Republican Party stands for anymore. It used to stand for, supporting business and things like that. Y'all don't even do that anymore. At least not the people that get elected. It used to stand for private business. Right? And allowing businesses to set their own rules and their own boundaries. Now you don't. Now if I want to ask you to wear a mask, you lose your fucking mind. But please, let's come together. Let's put all our differences aside and come together to stop child marriage. Please. I don't care what you feel about any other issue right now. I don't care where you stand on trans issues. I don't care where you stand on any other issue. I don't care where you stand on guns, taxes, or anything. This is something we should all be able to agree on. This is something we should all be able to unanimously say, no, it's wrong. I don't think it's that difficult. I don't. And I'm pretty sure most of the people watching this don't think it's that bad of an idea either. To all my viewers out there that have been standing by me here all these years, thank you for coming back to my videos constantly. I don't have very many people that come to watch my videos every day, or every time that I release one anyway. But if you come here, if you're one of those 10 to 20 people that tend to watch each video, thank you. Let your voice be known down in the comments. I'd love to know who you are. And whether you agree with me or not. I would love to be able to have more debates in the comment section, as long as they're, respectful. I've had videos that I've put out before over trans rights, for example, that did not go so well because people got all angry at me. And they devolved the discussion into hate and hate speech. The thing is, I see my channel as a free speech area. I don't block words. I don't tend to delete comments unless they seem like they're bullying to somebody else. Right? Like, there's some things that I'm not going to let slide. Anyhow, please call your legislatures in wherever you are. Call your legislatures and tell them you want these aid. You want to make sure that children are not allowed to get married in your state. Call your federal House. Call your U.S. House members, your U.S. Senate members, senators and tell them that you want this changed, that you want to put an end to all child marriage in this country. Anyways, have a great day. I'll see you later.